Two, three, four.
How you doing, Jeff? thanks, Jeff. I'm just playing around. I'm just playing around. Foot switched. What are you talking about, foot switched? You talking about the cameras, Jeff? I'm using a Stream Deck over here. This guy. Hey, Leah and Phil. How you doing? Oh, yeah. How's Nemacolin? Thanks, Lee. Thank you, Jan. Glad everybody's enjoying that. Thank you so much. It's nice to have you here. I'm going to try real quick to, pardon my rage, fix an overhead camera here that's acting up. If I can fix it. Yeah, Lee, these are crazy times, man. You said it. I am living in North Carolina, to answer your question. And what I'm doing here is I'm wiring up a phone as a webcam. I've got this thing Frankenstein together like you wouldn't believe, and I gotta make sure I have this thing on airplane mode first. Yeah, I'm living in North Carolina, Carolina Beach, loving every minute of it. How's life in Pennsylvania treating you? Oh, well, I hope. And I appreciate the people that are in my chat room right now. Thank you for taking some time out for me here this lovely evening so that we can hang out for a minute. Let's see here. I'm going to stick around for a couple more. Oh, look at that. Isn't that amazing? Something actually works. All right. Took me some time to get this music studio together. Took me some time. Took me... Well, to tell the story, we actually came up upon this house when it was in the process of being built. And this room was going to be a bedroom in the house. Now, this is back when it was just stud walls. So I was able to get in here and do some reinforced insulation. I'm going to turn my overhead fan on. Give me 1 second, guys. Get a little warm in here. Stay with me. So, yeah, I was able to get here early on and put a 20 amp circuit breaker in here, connect, and also a parallel 15 amp and all this stuff. I mean, I've got, hey Lee, I think I remember you. I do, I really do. It's just been, forgive me, it's been so long. Jeff Foster, it's 4 cameras, sometimes as many as 5 or 6, depending on what I'm doing. If I'm doing like stuff where I'm crossing over to here, on my left a lot more, because I've got 2 synthesizers over here and another controller controlling them. Amy R. West, the Northern Lights. How are you doing, sweetie? It's been a long, long time, too long. But yeah, so I was able to get this place with double soundproofing and everything, and it's crazy. There's actually a deck on this side here that I have walled in. That's just it's just madness what I did to prepare this place for this. I knew I was getting ready to do something. Turns out it was this. I've actually written a song about the Northern Lights. It's on my live album. There's an album called... hang on here a second. I just want to see if I can answer these comments in the comments section from this plugin. And I don't... Isn't that bizarre? I don't see a way to answer comments and reactions. Let me see if I can pull this up again. Yeah, well, anyways. It's called J-Spec Live with the Royal Sylvan. So I'm playing the piano at this resort in southwestern Pennsylvania, and the owners is this billionaire who Jeff. Hey, Matt Lesnock, how you doing, old buddy? I went up to the owner of the place and said, hey, I'd like to bring a symphony orchestra in here because I had this idea in my head that I wanted to do a live album. Hey, Neil, what do you say, buddy? The General! At last! I wish you were sitting right there. We could be doing the Neil J. show. And I went up to the billionaire and I said, hey, I'd like to do a concert with a symphony orchestra. And he said, what's this going to cost me? I was like, oh, about $75,000. And by God, if he didn't write me a check. It was a pretty wild story, but it's oh so true and oh so the way he was, and that's the way that, thanks, Neil, I wish you were here too. That's the way that album was born. I was living in Finland at the time, and I came up with the song about the Northern Lights. It's called Thadet Variations because in Finnish, Dahti is a word for star, and Dahdet is a word for a million stars, like sky full of stars. So it starts out with this left hand thing, and I was always really big on refining my left hand at the piano. As a matter of fact, in the effort to become ambidextrous, I forced myself to wear a mitten on my right hand during the day for almost 2 months of my life. Write with my left hand and write with both hands at the same time and all this weird jaceness. But it got my left hand to speak in ways that I was able to only dream of before in the past by forcing it to into submission, I guess, so to speak. To show you this, let me straighten this out a little bit. Let me see if I can. I might be able to brighten these keys a tad. And show you this. So this is a reciprocal pattern. Starts out like this. And that. And that. So it's like speaking and then saying 2 more words and then saying a couple more words. I'll do that again. Now watch this. It's fun to play. Can you guys hear this clearly? Does the piano need to be louder? Thank you, Neil. And that's that. Oh my. Anybody get to see the Northern Lights? I heard there's talk that the Northern Lights are out there and can be seen. Oh, thanks, Amy. I appreciate you. I appreciate you very much. Well, Neil, that's quite a compliment coming from you. I appreciate that, buddy, more than you know. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right, let's see. What else have I got in me tonight? It's a regular old party here. Let me try to step in here for a second and see if I can do something here that might help this situation with the volume. I'll do stereo. Just bear with me here, folks. I'm going into music production land for a second. Oh, thanks, Jeff. Yeah, I did a special about this piano. I'm always raving about it. This is the Ravenscroft 275. Yeah, it is pretty. See, I'm looking at my, this is my sound output level right here. And unfortunately, to my best knowledge, I can't drop any kind of a plug-in on this. Well, you actually can't see the plug-in because it's part of Ecamm. That circle, there's a plug-in under there. And anyway, I'm trying to get the levels kind of smoothed down on this thing. And so let's have this conversation about music production. The piano is about basically the most complicated beast on earth to even hope to try to get smooth and even and pretty, in a recording studio. It's a challenge, and it's a challenge when it's a virtual instrument too, because not even the microphone positions and everything, but just the fact that a key on a piano ranges in the kind of range that ranges from my. Neil Patton, are you still with me out there? Or did you disappear on me? Just curious. If you're still out there, say hello. I want to ask you something. All right. Stretch the fingers for a second. Oh, there he is. Check this out, man. I'll show you this. So, I'm working on a whole bunch of new releases. It's crazy. Crazy the amount of open projects I have right now. I'm, actually taken on a coach who's helping me finish. I've probably got viable pieces of music. I've got like 100 right now, and I'm guessing 2021. I'm considering this idea of releasing a track every single week for the year, kicking it around. But some of this stuff's kind of challenging to play, and I think you and I talked about this before. I'm speaking to Neil Patton. If anybody's observing this conversation, Neil's a wonderful, wonderful new age pianist. I think, contemporary instrumental songwriter, composer of instrumental music. I would not, sorry, Neil, I would not put him in any kind of a box, really. I think we share that in common. So this stuff that I'm doing, it's like I'm writing stuff that is kind of a little bit pushing my technical ability to do. And I'll show you. This track I'm working on right now is from an older album of mine. But see, what's happened is polka. Moja declaration bladaya. I had to listen to that every Sunday. My last name isn't really Vek, it's Uryabech. Not kidding. Anyways, to the point, I'm doing this, really into this minimalism thing, this patternistic stuff. I'll show you this thing. So I'm really into this diametrically opposed symmetry thing. Let me turn this reverb off for a little bit so we can hear clearly. Scale this reverb down a little bit. Sorry, bear with me, Neil. Now I'm monopolizing your time. How did this happen? So yeah, it's this diametrically opposed symmetry thing. So watch this. Now, introduction of one figure. Here's where things get a little silly. So there's just a lot of time now getting ready to be dedicated to sitting here for an hour a day. Yeah, slow practice, man. Slow practice is exactly what I'm doing. I've got this basically MM down to this kind of a situation. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Thank you. That's one I'm working on. Then I've got another one that, and these are things that I've reached back from my past to bring in to a much more articulated, you know, kind of sense of what I want to do with this kind of music. You know what I mean? It's like funny. You go back and you grab something from your melodic history, and then what you've evolved into. It's kind of like you can take that and actually take it to where you wanted it to be. At least this is how it is for me. You know that it was beyond the ability to do. Another one that I'm working on is this thing that I've done before. But you know, at the time in my life when I was doing these things, you know, I was quick to get off the path I was on and veer into this thing of making it sound like music for a film, making it sound like this, making it sound like that, to my opinion, to the detriment of what it wanted to be. I've come to realize that I really think that when a piece of music reveals to you what it wants to be, the thing that's inside it, and what it wants to say, I think one of the common mistakes we make, and I'm not saying this is you, Neil, or Jeff, I'm saying this is me. One of the common mistakes I've made is to, you know, make that articulate peg try to fit into the wrong kind of a hole. And, you know, having access to all this orchestration and everything else kind of can was at the time veering me in different directions. But this piece is an example of another one of the kind of stuff that Hi, Lauren. And that was a sloppy mess, but that's kind of it's kind of the stuff that I'm working on right now. Let's play something fun to play. That's not so heavy. That's nice, Jeff. I like that, man. That's cool. Yeah, for sure. Thanks, Lauren. You should be streaming me live down at local Johnny's. I'm just kidding. I'm so kidding. Lauren, my friend on the chat room right now, has a really cool, what started off as a coffee shop, pastry place, then turned into really the best lunch food in Cave Creek. Actually, am I wearing my Creeker hat? Oh my God, I'm wearing my Creeker hat. Wait a minute, Lauren. Look. Over there. That thing right there. How about that? It was meant to be. Creeker is what they call you when you're from Cave Creek. And I am definitely not a Creeker. Not that there's anything wrong with being a Creeker. But I think you have to live there for a year or two and really put down roots to call yourself a Creeker. This one has a rolling left-hand thing that goes on kind of interestingly. Speaking of Ackerman, right on, Lauren. Yeah. So I'm spending a lot of time on piano technique these days. About, well, 1 hour a day just on metronomic drill practicing. But when I practice drills on the piano, I do it a very specific way when I'm going for timing and rhythmic accuracy. If I'm doing a Hanon exercise, I'm literally pulling on the notes because I want to split the space between the notes open so that I can actually so let's say this is where a note starts, like the sound of a note, the amount of time you spend pressing the key. This is where your moment in time where your finger hits the key, and this is the moment where it comes off. I'm looking at the space between those moments like this. Is it like this? Or is it like that? Or is it like this? Am I using the sustain pedal to make up for a lot of hand tension? It's like when you play this song. I'm just talking about practicing right now. When you play this song, you can use the sustain pedal, and when you take your foot off the sustain pedal and force legato, and makes you work for it. And I feel like when I know what's going on in between all those notes, I really do a little bit better. Fun, fun, fun. I'm probably just going to play a song, two or more. I'm just kind of chillaxing on a Saturday night. Wow, it's getting late. It's 11 p.m. Well, I guess this is going to be my last song. Because I'm getting older and I get tired. Very, very easily. Okay, so I'll dedicate this last song to Kelly, my girlfriend. Thank you, Neil. I appreciate you. I appreciate you very much. Thanks for joining me for a tune or two and giving me all your positive energy. I've always admired your friendship, even though we've never met. And that's the beauty of musicians on Facebook. You know, we get to know each other through music a little bit. It creates the very real. It gets us to know each other, even though we haven't had the opportunity to hang out and eat a sandwich. Anyways, I'm going to dedicate this song to Kelly. It's her birthday tomorrow. She's out with her best friend this evening, and they're painting the town a little bit, and she's deserved it. So this one's for you, Kelly. All right. Well, a couple of things. Sooner or later, I'm going to have to start posting times when I'm doing these things. It would only stand to reason that if I would post a time when I'm going to be doing this, that people might be able to tune in of their own volition, rather than just saying, "Oh, there's Jace doing a video." Oh, thanks, Lauren. I sure hope you're doing well, Lauren, and I hope that this COVID-19 thing, I know it's hit you guys really hard with your business, and I do think about it. I actually do. When I think of Cave Creek and I think of the West and the people that are struggling with this nonsense, I really hope that you guys pull through this, because that town needs you. It really, 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 really does. And you have all of my best energy towards that happening. Okay. Yeah, so I'm thinking about, posting some times when I'm going to be doing these. Saturday night would be a nice time to do one, so I'll probably do that. I mean, I'm just FYI, I'm basically going full bore with the live video things. I have a YouTube channel, which you can more than happily subscribe to if you like. Just search me, JSpec. And I'm creating a new website, doing so much, and I'm diving in deep to music production. So all of the tracks that I basically have in production, there's background videos on almost every step of the process from about 3 weeks ago anyway, as I started doing this. And I've already gotten 10 or 15 videos up about things that I'm working on. I'm talking about for the musicians out there that are fascinated by this stuff, I'm talking about the deep level stuff, how I take a track from what is basically a splurged idea all the way out to something like maybe you might be hearing here tonight, or in the process along the way there. So I'm not sure why I'm doing that. I really think that building content right now and sharing that way will be something that's very influential in what I do for the next few years of my life. I'm getting a deep bore instinct that is telling me to do this. Do it. I've had a couple of people say to me, "Well, Jace, aren't you concerned about telling everybody how you get this sound or how you get that sound?" And, look, this is 2021 now, any minute. First of all, if I can be copied that easily just by somebody going like this and pulling me apart and putting me back together again, then that probably says I have a little bit of originality I need to work on. I'm not being cocky when I say that. I'm actually being real when I say that. We as artists have to work at that very faithfully. And there's way more going on in a piece of music that is really expressing the soul of an idea than compression, limiting, mixing, mastering, equalization, parallel compression, frequency elimination EQ, additive subtractive EQ, virtual orchestration, string bed writing, brass percussion, woodwind writing. You get the idea. So, and I think it's I'm enjoying sharing how to do that. And thanks, Amy West. I hope life's treating you good. And smooches for Duke. Hey, let me tell you something. The last thing Duke needs is more smooches. That dog is besmooched. Right now, he's waiting on the other side of that studio door, which normally he can just come and go as he pleases, but I wanted to make sure I had a quiet environment tonight, and he would be laying here by my feet had he not been asleep when I came in here. So yes, he will be smooched and smooched again. All right, well, hey, thanks for everyone that comes across this video. Thanks for the people who joined me tonight. Thank you, Neil. Thank you, Lauren. Thank you, Amy. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Lee. Thank you for everyone that popped in to say hi. That really meant a lot to me. It means a great deal to me to not be just out here throwing notes out in the dark universe of the internet. So, made me feel special tonight. All right, well, love to all you guys, and Please be safe this weekend. Blessings and health to each and every one of you.